Welcome back, everyone. Monica Bosinov and Simon Severino bringing the heat today because we had two sales miracles happening this week. And when I say miracles, I mean miracles. Out of nothing, $30,000 in sales in 3 hours in the first miracle. And the second miracle was from idea to 2 full marketing campaigns up and running in 4 hours. So these two things happened just to my team just this week. I want to, first of all, tell Monica and you guys what the miracles were, but then we have to unpack really what does this mean for us as a CEO, as a business owner. This changes so many things: how we hire, how we decide, how we budget, how we price things.
And even how we show up.
How we show up.
Right? It changes everything. So take us through what happened, Simon. Take us through.
Miracle number 1. Michelle and I, in our weekly strategy meeting, we look at the focus card, and I have this quick question. Michelle, there is one thing missing here on the focus card. We're not sending any cold emails, right? Right, Simon. Should we start it again? I said, let's discuss. And she says, we spent months setting up the system. It was a technical burden. And now we're just not using it. So why not using it? Worst case, does nothing. Best case, it ramps up the pipeline even more. So, okay, let's do it. So the meeting was 40 minutes on a Monday, but it went over 60 minutes and it went over another 30 minutes. So the meeting actually became 2 hours of Michelle and Simon. And at the end of this meeting, we had a full strategy ready for cold email campaigns. So you have to create a strategy, thinking about why, who is this for, what is it for, who is the ideal client, who's the anti-ideal client, where do we find the list, how do you clean up the list, how do you validate each email address. Then you have to write the copy, what's an interesting 5 email sequence, and you have to write multiple copies because you have to A/B test them. Then you have to set up a technical system that actually does that. And that sometimes takes weeks of headaches. Not this time. And that's the miracle. From the moment of us having this idea to the moment the first 2 sequences of 5 emails each, including A/B tests, went out to the public, 4 hours. And $0. So 2 employees, Michelle and Simon, both non-technical. Some might say both idiots, but willing to learn. Talking to Claude co-work, literally talking, using Whisper, and coming out with a strategy and with the execution in 4 hours. Now, why is that a miracle? If you have never built a cold email sequence, let me tell you this. A normal team takes 4 to 6 weeks before the first email goes out. It takes 2 to 3 people working full-time on it. Sometimes you need extra agencies, extra freelancers. You need sometimes a copywriter to make the copy better. This whole thing is usually 6 weeks, $20,000 to $40,000. A ton of headache, gray hair, you hate your life, and then your first email goes out. And this one was just 2 idiots talking to AI, AI coming back, building something, and it's out there in 4 hours. Zero cost.
One thing I do want to stress, though, Simon, is that this is not your, I don't know what the first rodeo equivalent would be in Italian, but this is not your first time around, right?
We've been around a little, but we're not technical.
No, but you do have know-how, you do have skill sets, you have experience writing emails, you have a list that I assume, like, was this a cold list or is this a list you have
Cold,
nurtured?
cold. So
Cold.
zero resources. You start from a blank state. You have
Okay.
zero contacts, zero email. There is no list. In a cold email sequence, you're talking to strangers. They have never
Okay.
seen you. So we all start from the same. Everybody could start this right now. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's not too boring, maybe it's too boring, but if it's not too boring, I can walk you through step by step what we did and how you can do it right now.
Yeah. Let's walk us through how do we recreate
Yeah.
30K in 4 hours?
That's miracle number two. Miracle
Oh,
number one was 2 email campaigns up and running. They didn't
mm-hmm.
generate a single dollar yet. They are up and running since a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I will report back the results, but give them 4, 5, 6 days to generate the first batch
Okay.
of results.
That's the topic for next week then.
Yeah. But the process was interesting because you need zero email list, zero audience. You're basically going to Cloud Cowork and say, this is my ideal client, help me find them, help me write valuable, interesting emails that start a conversation, help me go out there, find these people, find their email address, set them up in a technical system that sends and reports back. And it does that with you.
That is so cool.
How cool is this? And we did not spend 6 weeks and $40,000 on it. Instead, we spent $20 in Claude subscription and, a few hours of our time.
That is so cool. I am getting so many ideas now.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
incredible. And what does this mean? I mean, if you're a marketing agency, you have a problem.
Yes.
And if you are a normal person like me who doesn't want to do marketing all day, we want to actually help our clients, right? And make our services better, our products better. That's good news. You can still hate marketing, but you can really, really rock now. So many of us say, I hate marketing because it feels fake. I have to do
Mm-hmm.
these blueprints of other people. I hate it. Urgent, only 2 tickets left, price discount by 10%. I hate it.
Yeah.
Yes, great news for you. You don't have to do any of that.
Yay. So many people's worlds just changed. What is possible just changed.
Yeah. Will
Yeah.
I ever hire a copywriter again? Never in my life. Will I ever hire an agency for marketing? Probably not.
Mm. We don't need to.
Will I hire a ton of employees? Probably not.
Mm-mm.
If 2 people can do this, how many people do you actually need?
Yeah, and when the system works, it's just rinse and repeat.
And when it works, we created a so-called recurring task. And when we say we, the agents. So we told the agents, create a recurring task. Every Friday, we want the results of the A/B tests and 2 improvement ideas from you. And so, because we meet every Friday at this time, we want the report Thursday night at this time in this form, in that place. And it created that. It's in the calendar, it's in the system, it will do it in a recurring way. This is great for all the teams, the creative teams, ADHD teams who are super creative, super excitable, but then they forget to do this every week. Now you can have
Sounds
the
like you know
agent.
someone like that. One or two, maybe.
That's me and many listeners, right? uh, so that's all of us. That's all entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
We like the exciting stuff, and
Yep.
this is boring, and it's on repeat. And humans are not great at doing boring and repeat. But that's why
No.
we have the machines, and now the machines are up and running.
And they can do it over and over and over again in a really short time span. And it takes away so much of the cognitive load and the man hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that miracle number one?
That's miracle number one. Didn't make money
Miracle
yet.
number two.
So we have
Yeah.
another one, and that made $30,000.
Okay. Walk us through that one.
Born out of the laziness of the Simon, who has a job to do every day. He should do prospecting, but he's too lazy to do that. And also my subconscious sometimes tell me, don't do that. Don't do that. You might feel terrible. You might feel unloved. You might feel rejected. I hate feeling that. And so sometimes I just don't do it. After a few days of not doing it, I see here on my circle thing that I didn't do it. And so I feel even more terrible than a rejection is to feel that you are responsible for something and you are not doing it. So I feel like a bad father of this company. And that's even worse. So that's when I go, okay, boom, I attack this. I do 20 burpees and I'm on. So I go to the computer, but I'm still lazy. So I talk to Claude and say, look, I need to do this. I don't want to do this. Can you do it for me?
Mhm.
And it starts saying, well, can you connect your emails and your meeting transcripts? Then I can look for who you should follow up with. And I said, oh my God, yes, let's do it. So I gave it access to Gmail, gave it access to Calendar, gave it access to the meeting transcripts of the last 6 months. And then I said, based on my conversation with these people, written and oral, who almost became a client but did not, and I should talk to. And it came back with 5 people. So this person didn't buy because they're moving to Brazil. This person didn't buy because they don't have the budget right now. This person wants to buy and you didn't follow up.
Right. So it catches you.
It catches me. And I said, okay, can you set up an email to follow up with that person? It sets up an email. I say, looks good, send it. It sends the email. 20 minutes later, email back. Simon, I'm so glad you're following up because we want to start. We want to start. We weren't sure if we get a sprint slot at this time, but we are ready. The team is ready. We have ops, we have sales, we have marketing. Everybody's ready. We have our favorite time slot. Can we start? And starting means sending over $30,000 because that's a 90-day sprint.
Right.
So
So
I
you
say,
already, they had the proposal, they knew what they needed. You just had to send the invoice.
yes. And I just had one conversation with that team. So I wasn't aware how ready they are, how they were totally ready. They had the budget, they had the 30,000. They just wanted to send over the 30,000 and get going. And I forgot that because I just heard, yeah, I'm interested in sprinting. I didn't hear we have everything ready, because usually after somebody says they're interested, I check if I want to have them as a client, and then the onboarding starts. And the onboarding is, this is what you need to put in. This is the team that you have to build. This is the time investment. This is the monetary investment. They did all of that on their own by just watching YouTube clips and reading the book, the Strategy Sprints book. So they knew exactly how the onboarding runs, and they
Qualified
pre-onboarded
themselves.
themselves.
Yes. So they are already on board. They are already overqualified, making
And
it
ready to rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that because I expected the normal process in our sales funnel, which is, okay, you are interested, let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
No. They are interested. When can we start? And we have everything lined up and ready. So it was an anomaly from from our process, and I didn't catch it, but the system catched it because it's great at pattern recognition.
Yeah.
And so it was reading between the line and saw something that I overlooked.
Yeah. And that's what we need now when everything is moving so fast. You're talking to so many people. If you miss the pattern recognition, you will miss the big client
Yes.
because you do not pick up on those tiny, yeah.
So
And
that
that's
is
where
the
the,
miracle.
yeah,
$30,000 on the bank
and that's
account.
where the opportunity is. If you have access to the emails, if you have transcriptions of the conversations, and you have, like, you can just put that into the system, it will read everything and catch up everything that you missed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you just need three things to integrate, right? Your written communication, which is for most people email,
Mhm.
your oral communication, for most people you talk in Zooms or similar, and then you need that transcribed text also available for your agents. And the third one is your calendar so that they can put together, oh, that was this conversation on that date, because there is also a series of events. You talk about this at this time, and then the next time you talk about this. It could go also the other way around. So you need the time information too. Now, with these three things, emails, calendar, and meeting transcripts, it has enough context to really be your executive assistant slash, sales rep.
Mhm. Okay. If, like, any CEO watching right now wanting to implement this and don't know where to start.
We can implement this in a few hours. In a few hours, two coaching sessions, and you're up and running probably. So you go to strategysprints.com and you get going with us. It's straightforward. I'm documenting this and sharing this in the 200K club, in the sprint club over the next days for the members.
Mhm.
So they will
Mhm.
have it immediately. And every new client will have it already as blueprint number 275, right? Because we have now one more blueprint.
Okay. If you're a CEO and are wondering what you missed, get yourself into strategy sprints and let's do this work. Simon can fix it in a few hours.
And after that, my head was spinning. What does this mean for our world? Right? There was also a sobering moment. I went over to the kitchen and I said, "Hey kids, my wife, come here. Want to see this? This is the future. Want to see the future?" And so I have this big monitor in front of me. And so they came over, look at this big monitor, and they see all these agents writing the emails, doing stuff. And the kids say, who is writing, Papa? And I say, it's agents. Oh, cool. And then my wife says, oh, can these agents also like clean up the floor in the kitchen and do stuff like that? I say, not yet, not yet. But I can imagine a future where there is floor cleaning robot in the kitchen, and of course it can talk to this agent, and the agent can say do that, and it has sensors. I mean, technically it's available, we're just not using it. So I said, yeah, I can see also in a distant future how it takes all the boring physical tasks from us. Right now it can only basically do statistics and typing and pattern recognition and computer work. Let's call it computer work. So that was
But
also
with,
sobering.
yes, but with this kind of capacity we have now, this is absolutely disrupting everything that we thought was possible.
Look, if you are a computer worker,
Hmm.
I mean, how do you feel? I feel very excited but also very disrupted. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, 70% of what I was paid to do for last year, now these agents can do. It's
So
pretty wild.
meaning, yes. So meaning 70%, would that be 70% of your time or even like 70% of your cognitive capacity being used, being thrown at figuring things out? Now the system can do that for you?
Let's double click. So, what do you know? What do you need from a business coach, and what do you get from a business coach?
Mhm.
Historically, over the last 20 years, I would say 70% was understanding your business, understanding your industry, improving your business model, your pricing, your go to market strategy, your messaging, your positioning. I think 70% of that can be done by AI because our vantage point was we are across countries and across industries. So if you are, let's say, a lawyer in Minnesota,
Mhm.
you are acting, pricing, organizing like every lawyer in Minnesota. But I see a sauna manufacturer in Finland
Mhm.
and go, oh, no, 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 you can do that. I saw that working. And you go, oh my God, you're a genius. I'm glad I gave you $30,000 because now I'm making $90,000 this month because you are such a genius. And I would say it's not genius, it's just seeing multiple industries at once while you are seeing
Yes.
only
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah.
Well, guess who else can do that? So we're not the only ones who are smart. So the smart part, that's gone. Now there was the other 30%, which is after you say, hey, do this like the sauna guys, how many of them actually do it?
Mhm.
Jay Abraham and I have been talking about, we had, combined, I don't know, 10,000 clients over
Mhm.
30 years. How many of them actually implemented all the things that we found out for them? We
Mhm.
solved for them. But if it's solved in strategy, it doesn't mean that they are executing.
Yes. So what would your estimate be of those tens of thousands of clients in percentage wise, how many actually implement and get the result?
So get results probably 80%, but implement everything probably 2%.
And what's the issue there from your perspective?
Like look around yourself. How many of your friends you tell them something and they go actually do it? Like, hey, you should eat a carrot salad. It's good for you. So most of your friends just don't do it.
Mhm.
But there is 2%. They're doing it. Immediately they will do it and report back. I did it. I hate it. No thanks. At
Okay.
least they implement it, right? They implement it.
Mhm.
And then one of them says, I did it. You are right. It's amazing. But those are 2%.
And that's why the work that I do focuses on making more people become two percenters,
Yes.
right? Because now you don't need to understand the tech. You don't need to do the hard work with A/B testing and going through all of your notes. All of that is gone. That means more or less the only thing that can stop you is you. Now it's
Yes.
all an internal issue.
Totally. It's high speed decision making. That's the game
Mhm.
now.
That's the game. And having the courage to and the vulnerability to do that, because this will also mean, right, that your weaknesses will be exposed because there's nothing standing between you and success.
We are all idiots now. I said 3 times
Mhm.
that
Yes.
Michelle and I, we are idiots, not because we have a low IQ or a low work ethic. It's because the possibilities right now are so big, you cannot possibly be on top of all of that. So we are all reaching idiot level every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We need to embrace that.
Own that, and then increase capacity, both thinking wise, but even what do I really want to do? Because if you can do anything, what makes your heart sing? What
Yeah.
would be fun to do, right?
Is it on purpose for us? Is it who we
Yes.
are here to serve and what we are here to do?
That now becomes the big question. Everything is possible, but what do I want to do? What would be fun to do? What would be fulfilling for me to do? And am I ready to step up and do that? What are the fears that are holding me back, right?
And that's the other 30%.
Mhm,
And those 30% will become more and more relevant because
mhm.
the 70%, the smart ideas, it's a commodity. Your phone knows it.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to pay anybody. Your phones knows it. So it's also everybody else also knows it. So where is the difference? It's just a commodity. It's like water and milk and bread.
Mhm.
Nothing special. But that 30%, that will make the difference. If you have a Monica in your corner that says, hey, this is my plan, I'm executing, but I'm stuck. I need
Yeah.
help. I'm confused. I'm worried. Like we had yesterday in the sprint
Yes.
club, right? Saying, Simon, here is my focus card. I have a plan. But I feel whenever I execute, I feel like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. Please help.
Yep. And we actually had a conversation. That guy and I, we had like a 30-minute conversation.
Nice.
Yes. And we found the stop. We found the, right? What was holding him back? And that was actually pretty much an identical situation as you just described. It's basically identical. He had, like, this was a relationship he had been nurturing for 6 months to get this deal. He got the deal and he couldn't implement. He said, I'm stuck on execution. And this is what we see over and over and over again, Simon, right? People actually getting the opportunity. And before, the opportunity was there for the few. Now it's there for everyone. It's there for everyone. It completely changes the game. And the only thing stopping you is not reaching out, getting the support that you need.
And so those 30%, they are the gold moving on
Mhm,
from now on.
mhm.
And this is what historically that was the priest helping you.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm a sinner, help me repent. I'm not perfect, I can't do this alone, help me connect to the higher good, to my superpower. Historically. And then later on, it became the therapists. I think that was a little bit of a kind of a sidetrack historically because therapy didn't
Yes.
really help anybody. But then it became the coaches, like the life coaches, and it was a mix of life coaching and business coaching because in the end, people need encouragement. They need a safe space.
Mhm.
And in that safe space, what you are doing, right? Being
Yes.
seen,
And
understood, heard.
we are beyond pathologizing it. We are beyond thinking positive. We're on execution. And that is where capacity engineering comes in. Like if you stop on execution, that's an easy fix. And it has nothing to do with your mindset. It has nothing to do with having like needing to sit and talk through it. It's just identifying and breaking the pattern and moving on.
Actually, a
And it's
priest is
quick.
better than a therapist, I think. Because the therapist, you get hung up on your infancy, which is over. But a priest usually just listens to you, does not judge, and then it says, do 10 Ave Marias or do a rosary, right? So
Yeah.
it's forward and it's applicable And it usually works.
But Simon, you have no priests in strategy sprint.
No, we need some. Oh,
You have
are you our priest?
but you do have someone who does capacity engineering.
We're hiring for priests. Everybody, if you know a priest, we need some.
But this is the shift that's happening, right? It's only the internal that is stopping you now. And you don't need years of therapy. Come
It's
on
the
over and
internal.
we'll fix it. Yep.
And we are back to one of our first episodes about high frequency decision making, that the speed of decisions. So, how is it possible that two idiots, Michelle and Simon, build all this thing in 4 hours? Because we did not go for perfection. Obviously, the first 5 emails that are going out right now are not perfect. This will be the worst email in the history of this email sequence. It will only
Yes,
get better
it
every
will.
Friday. We will improve those emails based on the data.
But isn't that like an amazing starting point? Like it is now at its worst.
Yes, he says it's
But
worst.
then the cycle, like this constant cycle of improvement moves so much. It's not like 10 years of experience. It's not 10 years of experimenting. It's just a few cycles that can be done without you spending time doing it.
It is at its worst. And this is the situation every business owner, every entrepreneur is at. This moment is the worst moment from now on. And it
Mhm.
feels like that. It feels terrible. I'm not crushing the highest projects, the highest pipeline numbers, the highest deals. I'm always somewhere in this valley of despair and valley of some success and then despair and then some success and then despair. This is the reality. What is the difference? The difference is if you have hope or not. So if you're suffering and you don't have hope, you want it to be over quickly and you hate it. But if you're suffering and you have hope, you are looking forward to it. So I know this email campaign is terrible, but I have hope because I know every Friday we will look at it, learn from it, and do tiny improvements, tiny experiments. So some weeks, Claude will tell us, hey, this word works better than the other word. And so we will try to reuse that word. And then something clicks. In some weeks it doesn't, in some week it clicks. So that's hope. And in the world of AI, where we are stripped from every certainty, and I would take this very seriously, I think we are stripped from every certainty from now on. So what can we count on? Only processes. Processes like every Friday measuring on the sprint dashboard, processes like your capacity engineering, processes like yoga, Pilates, those are all processes that work wherever you go. You change the city, you go to the next Pilates center, Pilates still works on your new mat in your new city. Why? Because it wasn't the mat and it wasn't the city. It was the process.
Yeah. So we're all becoming architects of cycles.
Mm-hmm.
What is the cycle I want to go through? Use the tools I have ready, create that cycle, move through it really fast. What's the next cycle? What's the next cycle? We're all becoming architects of our own cycles. Like the autonomy in this, Simon, is amazing.
It's brutal and it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all 10x in our possibility right
Mm-hmm.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes my head spin. What else can I do? I don't want to go to sleep because I can build 8 hours.
Yes. So look, watching this now, join Strategy Sprint, get the support you need, or wait 1 week and listen to the next things coming up, what happened in the week that you missed, and be sorry you didn't join.
And who knows what happens
We
before
have no
next
idea.
week. Oh my
We have
God.
no idea.
Oh my God. We will find out, because the only thing we can trust is the process. And this process is every week we show up here, we bring you capacity engineering, we bring you the latest experiments from the idiots and what we are learning.
Expansion from the idiots.
All right, guys. Enjoy your week, crush it with your businesses, and keep rolling.